I am definitely wearing this makeup in October. What's happening in October? Worry about your own business, okay? Hi everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Lily channel. So as you can probably tell by the title, we are going to be doing a get ready with me using something old and something new from my makeup collection. Full disclosure, you will unfortunately not be seeing anything blue or borrowed in this get ready with me because we are just not that dedicated on this channel. I feel like it's been forever since I've done a get ready with me video. So it's funny because before sitting down to film this video, I actually typed in the YouTube search bar get ready with me, like GRWM, something old, something new, just to see what would pop up, if any of the other makeup YouTubers out there have done this sort of theme lately. And what do you know, the first search result that pops up is actually my own video from a year or more ago. It was the first search result for me, like on my YouTube account, so I don't know actually where it ranks in anybody else's YouTube if they were to type the same search term. But yeah, naturally I click on it, right, just to take a little trip down memory lane, see what I was using back then, and I immediately regretted it because let me tell you, my makeup was looking very, very cringe, very awful in that video. And don't even try to look for it because I already privated it. Nobody needs to see that in 2021. But I just thought, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity to do an updated 2021 version of that video with vastly improved makeup skills, if I may say so myself. But who knows, maybe a year from now in 2022, like the same time next year, maybe I will look back on this video and think that I look horrible here too. Isn't that kind of part of the fun about makeup and fashion anyway? The trends change so fast and so drastically. And yes, you may have to suffer through the cringe of looking back on your old looks and outfits and stuff and just be mortified, like, wow, I really thought that that looked good for some reason in my delusional mind. But it's also nostalgic and fun, you know, and it's all part of your evolution as a human being, so we don't need to take everything that seriously. Okay, so I am going to be doing a voiceover for this video just in the interest of saving time. I'm going to be showing you how I got this lovely look right here. Also, since I am going to be using a pretty even mixture, I would say, of older and newer items in my makeup collection, instead of saying that like over and over again every time I show a new item on the screen, I'm going to designate if it's a newer makeup item by putting a baby emoji up on the screen, and then if it's an older item that I've had for a while, I'm going to put an old woman, like the grandma emoji. Babushka? Babushka? Is that the Russian word for grandma? I feel like is what that emoji should be called. So yeah, I literally just decided that right now, by the way. Like, I didn't really have any plan going into this video. So without further ado, let's get into the get ready with me full face of Asian makeup products. Something old, something new. Starting off with my beloved Etuse Face Edition Skin Base for oily skin. It looks a little dewier here than it actually is, only because my foundation brush was still damp from washing at the time of application, but normally it dries down matte much quicker than here. It still eventually dries down to a nice matte finish though, regardless of whether or not you mix with water, so that is excellent. Then I'm applying the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-Hour Wear Foundation with Hydration Boost Technology. I was literally just talking about this in my new makeup wish list video. I did end up purchasing because I had a birthday coupon and it came with a free reusable shopping bag too, so who doesn't want that? I'm applying the color Sesame, which is just ever so slightly on the light side for me, but I don't mind because it doesn't wash me out. The undertone is like a neutral, slightly yellow leaning one, which actually matches my own undertone pretty well, I think. This seems to be a renewal of a very old foundation that was discontinued at one point, but then brought back again sometime last year. I'm not exactly sure, but so far I'm really loving the fresh, dewy effect that this provides. It doesn't dry down all the way though, so if you start sweating, which I definitely did throughout this video, it can veer towards the oily looking side pretty easily. So I might have to think about setting with powder or something the next time I wear this, or just not apply as much, especially if I go outside. Then we move on to the eyebrows. Nothing new to see here. My eyebrow routine is the same as ever. I first fill them in with the AC Makeup Tokyo Eyebrow Powder Duo in dark brown, then top off with the Cezanne Eyebrow Mascara in natural brown. I really like the spoolie on this particular brow mascara as well as the color and formula. It's not too watery, which is a problem I definitely ran into in the past when I tried to cut corners by using some super budget Daiso or 100 yen eyebrow mascaras. So although this one is not 100 yen, I do greatly appreciate it is still definitely on the more affordable side as far as Japanese drugstore brow mascaras go. And for something that I use literally every single time I do my makeup, I'm actually pretty floored at how much product is still left in the tube. So I highly recommend this product to anyone who is looking for an affordable everyday eyebrow mascara. Moving on to the eyeshadow, I didn't have any clean eyeshadow brushes when filming, so therefore we are using products that I can blend out with just my fingers here. Yay! First, I'm laying down RMK's Rosewood Fantasy Liquid Eyes in the shade Orange Horizon all over the lid as my base color. I found that an ideal way to apply this for me is to not spread it so thin to the point where it's almost like a half transparent membrane across the lid. Of course, nothing wrong with that, but especially for filming, I find that the effect is just not impactful enough to my liking that way. So what I do is I take care to just leave a little thickness in the formula when blending, like stop myself before blending too far. This way, I find that the eyeshadow dries down to exactly the intensity that I like, and it still remains crease-proof and all of that, which is great. Then I am just going in with a ColourPop color stick in the shade Check Please, just to create that nice defined V shape in the outer corners. These are surprisingly creamy and easy to work with. I'm impressed with the mattes so far. The metallics are a different story, but we'll get to that in another video. Final touch on the eyes, I'm just topping off with my ROM and The Universe Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in Rose Star. Overall, I do think this is a very pretty and effective glitter top coat. It dries down very securely and stays in place. The only problem is the larger circular chunks are a tad too large for my liking. I know they're still relatively small, especially when compared with Western brands like ColourPop's Glitter Gel, for instance, but with my particular eye shape and size, it is easy for them to get overwhelmed with larger glitter chunks, so that is just something that I have to keep in mind the next time I purchase a sparkly liquid glitter top coat. For eyeliner, I am just going in with my usual RMK Ingenious Liquid Eyeliner EX01. Popping on some falsies from Daiso. And then just to open up the eye a little more, I'm lining my waterline with ColourPop's Cream Gel Liner in Honey Dude, which is just a nice light nude toned shade. Alright, here we are creating the illusion of puffier tear bags, which is pretty much a mandatory step in the daily routine these days. Can make lighting liquid eyes in 01 Chandelier Beige, and the Shibi Shibi Secret Kiwami Liner in light brown. Very, very light brown indeed. For mascara, I'm using Cezanne's Volume Lash Mascara in the color Black, of course. It's my first time trying out this mascara. The wand on this is pretty huge, for my eyes at least. It was a little tricky for me to maneuver around my lower lashes without smudging, but I was able to manage, and I found that the formula itself is actually quite decent in lengthening. Not super volumizing, but then again, I do have non-existent eyelashes. I layered 2 or 3 times and was able to get a decent buildup without too much clumpiness, so that is another win for Cezanne as far as I'm concerned. Moving on to the cheeks, so I am going to be mixing together not 1, not 2, but 3 blush products. Oh yes, the art of layering, let's get into it. First going in with Silly Chili. I'm used to just calling it Silly, I'm sorry if that's incorrect, but yeah, Korean brand, and this is their Blossom Blush in the shade Anemone. Out of all the blushes I own, I still think this one gives me the most natural looking and understated, just nice healthy flush of color to the cheeks, which is why I chose to lay it down as a base before applying my new RMK Ingenious Powder Cheeks blush in Amber Sunset, which I find to be a little too artificial looking on its own. Layered over the more natural looking Silly blush though, I think it looks much more natural and gives off that rich sun-kissed effect that I love. Then I thought, why not just add a darker blush as well to add even more dimensionality, kind of like a contour, but I guess in this case it would be more of a bronzer because this blush still has some micro glitters and slight sheen to it, so it does give me that face sculpting effect while still keeping the glowy summer vibes going, and that would be the RMK Now Now blush in 02 Sahara. Dusting on some highlighter now, I am still diligently working on panning my MAC Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the gorgeous Honor of Kings limited edition packaging. I love the way this highlight looks in video and pictures, but if I'm actually going to wear it out, I prefer to use a much lighter hand just because it is so intense and can tend to make me look sweaty and oily if I apply too much, especially when combined with the real sweat and oil that is bound to seep out from my face throughout the day, especially in my T-zone area. For lips, I am just overlining as usual with my favorite My Lips But Better shade, the RMK Irresistible Sketch Lip Liner in Apricot Beige, and then just topping off with an all-over application of my newly acquired Comfort Airy Shine lipstick in Brick Dust from their new Rosewood Daydream collection. Again, just a really nice My Lips But Better pink shade with apricot undertones. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little get ready with me with the mixture of new and old items in my makeup collection that I've just been loving lately. If I had to go ahead and name this look, I would probably call it cutesy glam, just because it really does give me almost a doll-like classic girly vibe. It's one of those looks where it's like at first glance it seems very natural because I used a lot of coral peachy tones, and it's very monochromatic as well because I used shades from basically the same color family on every area of my face, eyes, cheeks, and lips. But there's something about it that definitely looks a little more amped up than usual, a little plumper than usual in certain areas. Just very cutesy, but you can't quite put your finger on what is exactly doing the trick. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and were able to take away something from it, whether it's a product recommendation or a makeup application technique. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!